Lamar Wilkerson coming to Indiana, and he doesn't want to just be a player in Indiana. He wants to be a culture changer. He knows the story. He knows what's been going on here, and he wants to be a guy that turns it around. DeVries bringing in the right guys at the right time. We're going to break down this interview he did with Field of 68. Let's get into it.
Pretty simple. I win.
Hello, guys, and welcome to Indiana Sports Connection. It's a great day to be a Hoosier. I am your residential anchor, Aaron. Thank you so much for joining me. We have a lot to talk about on this show because we have one player definitely coming, and we have another player that is like 99% sure rumored to come to Indiana, and we're going to talk about all that and more and what Darian DeVries is doing for the Indiana Hoosiers and what he has done with this recruitment. He is transforming this team. We have been patient, and everybody should be patient. And then after we got this guy, we can definitely take a look and take a step back and go, yeah, it's not how fast you do it, it's how well you do it, right? I heard Rick Bozich say that today. But first, hit that subscribe button down below. This is Indiana Sports Connection, the fastest growing Indiana Hoosiers basketball channel on the planet. So hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button. We are going for 500 candy stripe likes on this video. So hit the thumbs up button. That's the like button down below that looks like a thumb, okay? And that pumps the video out. As you hit that thumbs up button, it just pumps the video out all over the country, all over the world. This is Indiana Sports Connection. Thank you for joining me, and hit that bell notification. You'll know every single time I go live. You'll get that little notification there, so you want to do that as well. And the video is brought to you by BetUS. Use my promo code Indiana125 to save 125% on your first 3 deposits. And thank you to everybody who is doing that and getting some skin in the game. There is a lot of stuff coming up that you're going to be wanting to put some money on. So it's a great time in the spring. The Derby's like 2 weeks away, 2 weeks from Saturday already. Always love to put a little money on one of your favorite horses. You know, even let your kids get into the act on that. You know, they love to watch the horse run around. They love to, you know, see the numbers. I just love I love looking at the funny names, you know.
Oh, you would. You like funny names, don't you? You're a real funny guy.
Yeah, I do like the funny names. So you did that, and 10% of the AdSense revenue on this channel goes to T2T.org. And also a new business that I started. If you live in the Huntertown or Fort Wayne area and you need mowing services, mowing, fertilization, weed control, call Grassmasters at 863-397-3518.
Grassmasters.
Without further ado, let's get into talking about the Indiana Hoosiers. All right, Hillbilly Monkey. We finally got a player in. You know what? I made that video yesterday. I was starting to make it. I'm like, wow, it's like, feels like we've been waiting. And I was saying it, I was going to say in that video, I was like, well, it's like we were waiting for the coach. It felt like forever. And then we got the coach. And then now we got to wait for players. And then once we have all the players, we're going to have to wait all summer for next year to watch this thing pan out. But Darian DeVries is getting it done in Bloomington in a way that nobody has been getting it done in Bloomington over the past decade. So we need shooting. We need shooters. And the guy we got, and I don't want to make any bones about this. I've heard people say he's a good shooter. He's not a good shooter. He's a prolifically great shooter. Like, let's pull up the stats from last year here. Hillbilly Monkey, let's just take a look here real quick. In three-point shooting, you can see him right there. Number 7, 6'4", shot 44.49% on three-pointers. Yeah, and then these stats right here, this is an order of attempts. So you can see the top guy on this list has 315 attempts because it's not on a low amount of attempts. It's on a lot of attempts because he comes in at number 11 on this list with 245 attempts. 246 was right in there at 10. Liam Murphy, 245 attempts, and he shot 44.49%, nearly 45% on three-pointers on that many attempts. This dude is like, could be And I don't want to speak too soon because we're going to look at all the clips of what he has to say, but he could be the best shooter in the country by the time this year is over with. We're going to talk about the clips and everything he had to say in that interview because this has not really been broken down by a Hoosier fan, and I thought this was... I just saw everything he said, and we're going to talk about what he said, how he said it, and what that means for Darian DeVries and how he is getting his message across to these recruits and how, he's just an effective recruiter. And we can sit back and have a lot more faith in Darian DeVries that now that we got this guy coming in and then after hearing some of these things. So, Hillbilly Monkey, let's get into the first clip. But in this first clip, they asked him,
Oh, did I forget to wind him up or what?
why Indiana? Why did you choose Indiana? And the other thing I want to mention, this is huge that we got this guy over Kentucky because that rivalry is going to be sparked next year. And I don't care who their coach is or whatever. I don't like Kentucky. And if you're a person that lives down by the Ohio River, you probably really don't like Kentucky. I'm up here by Michigan. So, yeah, the people I hate up here are the people that paint their sheds gold and maize and blue, whatever it is. But if you live down there by the Ohio River, you're probably like, thank God we got this guy. We got some bragging rights. They asked him why he came to Indiana, and this is what he had to say. Hillbilly Monkey, let's roll it.
I'm grateful for the opportunity that I had to get recruited by the top blue bloods in the school. It was a hard decision, but Indiana felt like home, man. I'm ready to bring Hoosier basketball back, man.
Dude, that's it. That last line, Indiana felt like home. I want to bring Indiana Hoosier basketball back. This is a kid that's in tune. I mean, he didn't just, either he was paying attention to how bad Indiana was last year, or Darian DeVries let him know, like, look, we're building something special here, and we want you to be a part of it. Like, that's what you got to do. DeVries, and he says this in one of the clips, this is where this came from, like, DeVries flew out to see him. Like, we had a guy here that, like, wouldn't even drive up the road to see one of the best guards that's come out of Indiana in the last 10 years. And Darian DeVries made this dude feel really special. He permeated the shell of this young person, and let him know, like, yeah, Indiana basketball is a special thing. It has been a special thing for 100-some years. And do you want to be a part of bringing this back? That will bring you legendary status, my friend. It absolutely will. Let's go on to the next clip because the next question they asked him was about, he talked to Jeff Goodman, talked to his ex-coach, and he told him that over anything, he's an intense player, all these things, but that he's like the ultimate gym rat. And the guy that comes to mind when I think about that is Victor Oladipo. That's all I heard from anybody. I'm like, this dude would be shooting the basketball till midnight, like at the Hyper or something. That's what you need. I mean, that's what it takes to be a great, great basketball player and a great shooter. And they asked him about that. Here's what he had to say. Hillbilly Monkey, roll that clip.
Like the ultimate gym rat, works as hard as anybody I've ever coached. Why? What is it about you that again, that's allowed you to get to this level?
Small town dude, man. I had a different chip on my shoulder. Nothing was ever handed to me from out of high school when I went JUCO, out of JUCO to I went D1, and now we're here. So I've never had anything handed to me. And early in my life, my parents, my mom, my sisters, my siblings, they all showed me what hard work, dedication was. So it stuck with me. And, you only get what you put out.
Like, I mean, what a great dude. His family, you can tell from that clip, his family means a lot to him. He's never had anything handed to him. He's not one of these like nepotism babies, which is like, just runs rampant in the United States today. Like people that have money that just get their kid into this or get their kid into this and then pressure people. Not this guy. This dude is gritty. And DeVries is really, really finding like a core group of guys here. Like I don't know a crap load about Reed Bailey. I've not seen him interviewed yet. But from Connor Enright and Tucker DeVries and you can toss Luke Goody in there too, because he'll be a gritty player. I mean, we know that he was like, did not serve him well playing on that Indiana team last year. And then you bring this dude in that's also just like a gritty, determined player that can light it up from downtown. So to see that is like, it's just such a breath of fresh air to get a player like that has that mentality. It's all about mentality. It's like, what mentality do you come in with? You come in thinking everybody should be kissing my ass, giving me roses, or you come in thinking I got a lot of work to do to prove, I got a lot of stuff to prove to a lot of people. That's the mentality of this guy that you get from this interview. Let's go on to the next clippy here. Next question they asked him is, what will Indiana fans expect to see out of you on the floor? And this is what he had to say. Hillbilly Monkey, roll it, and then we'll talk about it.
Man, you can expect to see a good dude, man, that's all in 100% to, bringing Indiana Hoosier basketball back. I like to think I'm very electric. I play with a lot of passion. I might play with too much passion at times, but
Nothing wrong with that.
I feel like you'll get an electrifying, player every day that's gonna go 110 for whichever jersey I'm repping. And happy to say it's gonna be Indiana Hoosiers, man.
Intense, thinks he's too passionate. Oh my God. Like, I'll tell you, we could have used a guy like this on the team last year. But we had guys like Mbako that showed no passion whatsoever. He could have used a little bit of his. You know what I mean? Fire in the belly. Like, that's what you want to hear. A guy that he's going to be intense. He's going to put the work in. It brings a tear to my eye. It really does. It does. And we won the recruiting battle over Kentucky. In this next little clip, he talks about why he chose Indiana over Kentucky. And it really shouldn't be surprising. This is what I was thinking in my head. I'm like, Kentucky's got 12 guys on their team, and I guess they're more established. And Indiana, now we got 5 guys. We got 5 guys on the team, so we could play a game. Here's the reason why he chose Indiana.
Be another guy, that has already been to Kentucky, man. Hoosiers basketball, it's a big time name, and they haven't been where they wanted to be. And I trust Coach DeVries and what he's bringing in, and the type of coach he is, and how he's going to put us in position to win. And if we could do this together, man, it's just gonna make my story better, his story better, and then Hoosier basketball will be better.
That's right. This dude is going to be one of my favorite Hoosier players. And I haven't even looked at how much eligibility he has. Hopefully he can be a 2-year player. I think he's just got 1 year left. But I think this guy is a real piece. I mean, he wants to bring the Hoosiers back. Even that he's just saying that. I mean, the last 8 years, I don't think we had any players on the team that would even acknowledge that. They're like, we suck at shooting. We can't do anything. You got to acknowledge your problems to make them better. You at least have to say, oh, yeah, we suck at shooting. Guys, leave your comments down below. And we are almost to 3,000 subscribers. You could win this delicious hoodie that is magnificent. It will be coming your way. Just hit that subscribe button down below and you'll be entered to win. And leave your comments. I love to hear them all. Now back to the video. Yeah, and then he said, we can do this together, man. It's going to make DeVries' story better. It's going to make his story better. This dude is saying everything that's making my heart all aflutter as an IU fan. I'm getting verklempt.
Okay, Hillbilly Monkey, talk amongst yourselves. Okay, those sandwiches at the Masters are disgusting. Okay, they're not good. I don't care how rich those people are. Nobody wants to eat pimento cheese sandwiches in the spring. Come on. Talk about it.
I happen to love pimento cheese sandwiches, but you know what? I'm from southern Indiana, and you are not, my friend.
That is right. All of this stuff, it is so great to hear, to have a player that has self-awareness beyond this has been so hard to shift the channel from the likes of a video I made a few weeks ago about Umar Ballo, kind of just being a big old baby. You know what I mean? You're making millions of dollars. You're reading Twitter. And if you're complaining about, I don't think it's right for people to send a nasty DM. If somebody's actually sending a death threat to somebody on a DM, that's freaking dead cold. Look how this has shifted just because our mentality has shifted. And it's going to take our brains a little while to catch up because we're still going to have these naysayers out there because we've had 10 years, even within our own fan base. We're going to have people that are like, that doesn't mean anything. Indiana's awful at shooting. This guy is a really great shooter. Okay. And the stuff he's saying, it's just really tickling my behind bone in the way that I really love it. This next clip, and I've been in sales for quite a while, and it's like, I've never had a pitch. I've known guys that had a pitch that have a pitch for every customer. I've always been a read and react person. Every single person that bought a mattress from me, every single person, like everybody's different. So like I'm not going to give like a one size fits all pitch. I thought that was great when he talks about in this clip what Darian DeVries told him to get him to come to Indiana. They asked him about the pitch and everything like that. And this is what he had to say. Hillbilly Monkey, let's roll it.
It really wasn't the pitch. It was just him as a person. You could tell he's very genuine about what he says. That he actually believes in me. He actually flew out here today to come see me, and so that was big, man. That was major, and I want to go where I'm a priority, and that's where Indiana makes me feel like a priority.
It wasn't the pitch. It was just him as a person, and that is like. That's what it is. It's just being genuine to people, letting people know like I'm here to help, like let's help solve these problems together, That's always what I did and what I always do in sales. I'm doing sales right now for my lawn mowing company. But that's it. You don't want to tell people like lies like, "Oh, I can make your lawn look like," cuz that's what I'm doing right now. It's like, "I can transform your lawn in 3 weeks." Well, no, you can't. If you got a lawn full of crabgrass and all this other stuff, it's going to take a little bit to, improve all of these things. Like, I'm not going to blow smoke up your ass. I'm just going to tell it to you straight. Like, you can't abuse your lawn for all that time and think that it's just going to turn around in a matter of sheer seconds. You know what I mean? Darian DeVries doesn't have a pitch, but he's just a genuine dude. Like, this dude really, really, really knows how to get it done. Knows how to get it done because that's it right there. That's as a person who's done a lot of sales.
Let's go, Jerry. Go!
I love to hear that. Calipari has a pitch, Calipari's got the snake oil salesman. People fall for it every time. They fall for his smile and the good looks, and he comes in with his hair slicked back and with his rings on and everything. That ain't it. That ain't Indiana basketball, I'll tell you that. Bringing in a bunch of people that want to, we need the guys like this dude DeVries grew up on a farm and all that stuff, and that's the kind of guys, like that's how we get like the gritty guys, dudes that grew up on farms in Indiana, dudes that work in factories, dudes that are out there like doing like the jobs that nobody wants to do. Those are the dads of the guys that build like really gritty guys. It's good to see. It's good to hear. It's all a lot of good stuff in here. The next question they asked him is what he's going to spend his money on. And I had to put this one in there because just the dude is mature. Whether he's going to do this or not, he has appreciation for the people that helped get him there. And I would say I don't think I was that mature when I was that age at all. I would have been like, I don't know. Yeah, definitely a car when you're young. A nice car is something you always like dream about, having a nice car. And then you realize like, what do you even want a nice car for? It's like, it's just going to get banged up. It's going to get dirty, But they asked him what he's going to spend the money on. And this is what he had to say. Hillbilly Monkey, let's roll it.
Mom's not in here, so I can say it. But, definitely got to do something for my Dukes, man. I owe it all to her, I wouldn't be here right now if that lady didn't make the sacrifices she done, and so she's definitely gonna get the better end of it for real.
Good. Hey, that's awesome. That's the way it should be. Like to give back like that, no better feeling, right?
Spending it on his mom. He appreciates his family and everything like that. This last clip, Jeff Goodman just kind of jokingly threw out there because, this is like residual from last year, but stay away from the upstairs pub. And this is what he had to say. Hillbilly Monkey, let's roll that clip. And then we got a few more. We'll hear from Hillbilly Monkey and then we'll get you out of here. Hillbilly Monkey, let's see it.
Is the spot. Stay away from the bars, though. Stay away. We need you focused. All right, we need you focused there.
Ultimately, I only got 9 months to make it right, man. So that's what my focus is.
Congrats, man.
The last thing he said here shows a sense of urgency, which you don't find in a lot of young people. Realizing I got 9 months to make this happen. 9 months, so I'm gonna be working on it every day. I'm not gonna be out of the bar drinking. I'm not gonna be. It's what you do off the court that makes you produce great results on it, not the other way around. You know, whatever the other way around would be. Yeah, just going out, having some drinks, and going, God, I can't figure out why I'm missing all those free throws. Well, it's probably because you're doing this more than you're doing this, you know. That's what we had before. Hillbilly Monkey, what do you think of this new guy on the team? I am just flabbergasted, just excited beyond all belief from watching this guy, just what a great shooter he is. Actually, his personality is infectious. You can tell he's just going to fit in with the guys that we have there. What do you think about him?
Carved from the sands of the Wabash River and formed into a monkey land that's sold at Home Goods. It's the Hillbilly Monkey Perspective on Indiana Sports Connection. Oh, well, now Darian DeVries, everybody was sitting back and they're like, oh my God, when there's a guy, does he know what he's doing? And we're all like some of the most meta people in the world, all talking about, oh, is Indiana gonna be good? What's he gonna do? And then bam! Pow! Right in the kisser. Brings in this dude. You start looking up the stats on this guy, shooting like 45% on three-pointers, not on like a small sample size. This dude is going to light it up. He's going to light it up in Assembly Hall. The place is going to be rocking when this guy comes down on a fast break and nails like three-pointers in a row. The place is going to go wild. Now we have access to that. We have a guy on our team that is a really, really great shooter, and we have other pieces around him as well already that are really great shooters as well. So this is one of many, many first steps in the right direction that Darian DeVries got, beating Kentucky out. I think DeVries understands how that looks to the fan base and how getting this guy over Kentucky makes people believe in him a whole hell of a lot. And I believe in Darian DeVries now more than ever.
Yeah, that's all I can say too. Is like after he had this pickup, my faith in him, because it's not that my faith was waning or anything. I was just waiting to see what was going to happen the whole time. You're just kind of sitting there going, when is the guy going to come in? Who's going to come? You know, and we're all just kind of like on pins and needles, like seeing like how this is going to develop. And people are getting restless. So to get this dude to come in is a big time deal for Indiana. Like, don't downplay it. And you know, like, do I think we got a team that's going to go to the Final Four next year? I mean, hell, I don't know. I mean, but it's certainly on the table. I mean, you can't win them all without, you know, you got to have high expectations. And I think we have high expectations at Indiana. Not only the fans have high expectations now, but we have a coaching staff that I think has the same expectations of this as what we all have as the fans. And he's not a jackass like Archie Miller, and he's not a NBA coach like Mike Woodson. And I know we've all been scorned by that for all this time, and it's just like, we're like, God, when's something gonna give? Well, something has given, and it's been given to us in the name of Darian DeVries as the coach of Indiana basketball. So it's great to see what he's doing, what he's putting together down there. I can't wait to see the team on the floor next year. And I can't wait to see all the rest of the pieces coming in, because, I mean, it's huge. It's really huge. But thank you for joining me on this episode of Indiana Sports Connection. Until next time, stay classy out there, Hoosier fans.